Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 5 of my trip to the Antiquarium at Weedon Bec in Northamptonshire. And yeah, I'm still struggling with the Victorian glass. The Victorian art glass specifically. There is one piece which I do have a bit of success with, but all of that kind of like frilly late Victorian stuff, it kills me. There's just masses of variation and I don't know it well enough, and then you've got other Czech people floating in and out and making things that are kind of similar, so it's tough, but I trudge on. So with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass. Describing these as a pair of late 19th century vases. I think he's probably right. I don't know who made them, but he's also got a pair of Franzval shoes in there. They're quite cute. A bit flashier than some of the ones I've seen, a bit bigger. I have come back to the acrylicglass.com website, and yeah, so I know this time I'm going to be successful because this is in the section on visual decor. So basically he's broken this down so you can look at shapes and go, oh, the shape is a bit like this. So at the top we've got shoes, yay. And the shoe we were looking at, I think, is most like this one here. Slightly different colour, but the same patterning. And I'm showing you a vase with the same patterning. And this is the thing about these art glass things, where you'd see they would use this same patterning on lots of different things. So, and it's got the same kind of frills running around it, a bit like a buckle, clear glass buckle, a bit leafy bit running across the middle of the shoe. And then it's got a white interior, so it's cased. So I think it's the way it's probably made is you've got white glass, then they put this coloured pattern, rolled it in that coloured pattern, then they would dip it in clear glass, and then they would blow it into a mould in the shape of a shoe. And you can see that it stretches in certain places, which makes the pattern do that. It squeezes back up again in the instep, and then finish it off with these frills, these coloured frills that they've added. So that's how. And then once it's cooled down, everything, they polish the top edge off. So I don't know if there's a pontle mark on there somewhere or not. Don't know how they do the separation, but that's how they finished the top edge. They polish it off, so it's completely, you can see here it's completely flat, and here. Okie doke, so that's what they are. I don't think there's any, when I've seen these things dated, they're usually saying 1920s or 30s, but some of their stuff is back into the late 1800s, so it's kind of in that time period. Got two, I don't know if it's a pair, I think, yeah, it's a pair of Dalian glass vases here, tall ones, look at that. And there's the other one in the back there. These are Chinese, Snowflake range it's called. And then I think that's another Krasno lamp in the back there. Looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and I've managed to find a vase that looks to be blown into exactly the same mould that we're looking at, with this hoop around the bottom. You can see it here. Yeah, so and the same, it's been rolled in flakes of glass that have been then stretched as it's been blown into the mould. Usually they have a broken pontle. Does this one? No, it doesn't have. So I've seen a couple now where there's been no pontle. Usually they have a broken pontle, so I don't know if that means it's later or earlier, or it's probably later. So this is probably more like it's 1980s than 50s, because it says 50 to 80s, and using some other way of getting the bottom of the vase when they're finishing it off. So yeah, this is what it is. It's nice to see that. I will spend more time looking at the bottom of these. The plum blossom ones are definitely always broken, but I have now seen a couple of the Dahlian ones where the base doesn't have a broken pontal. So I will be watching that for that more carefully. And obviously those were in a cabinet. I couldn't get them out and check. I could, but then I would have spent all day in there getting them to go through cabinet after cabinet, and yeah, I don't want to do that. So anyway, this is what it is. It's Chinese. Lots of people say these are Home Guard Cascade pattern, or they just use the generic Murano, but Home Guard Cascade is what they look a bit like. So you need to go away and have a look at that, because there is a value difference. These are generally cheaper than the Home Guard stuff. So yeah, there you go. But these were quite nice, big, tall, colourful, more colourful than they usually are. Got a bit more Victoriana on this level here. I don't really know this stuff. I'm going to go through my Victorian decorative glass book, see if I can actually find any of these things. They do look like that kind of thing. There's a bit more down here. This looks like it's Victorian. This looks like it's George Sand's French colours, but not definite. But anyway, yeah, I will try and find these in the books. I looked in the books and they did fail me quite badly. Yeah. So I thought I'll do some Google searching. I know that's not a genius thing to do. But I thought, give it a go. We'll see what comes up. And what you see here is actually this vase here. As you can see, it's got the pink blush, like the one we were looking, the pear with the clear handle. Yeah, that had that too. White interior. Shape is completely different. You've got another one here though that is actually a similar shape with the frilled edge. Still got a clear handle. It's got this long neck with the bulb at the bottom like the ones we were looking at, and the round base, but just a different pink. And yeah, the frilled top is the same as the ones we were looking at. And there's another jug with a blush. It's not, I wasn't really happy with this search. I did another search just to show you more, and also pick up something else as well. Well, we'll look at not this one here. So I just did a Victorian pink blush glass vase, and you can see this pink blush is something they used a lot. Here's another one. There. It was just a style they used. Look, there's another one with a pink blush. So yeah, it's not super common. There's another one with a pink blush, and another, but it is out there. Oh, there's more. In fact, those are a bit like they're from the same. I didn't spot those before, but these with the satin finish. Will we get closer if we click? No, it's going to be eBay, so it's going to be sold. But these look like they're from just the look of them and the colour, the frill, the frosted look, satin finish. Yeah, similar. So that's where we are with those. They are Victorian. Nobody's saying who's making any of these. There's kind of similar-ish, but not similar-ish enough things in the book, so that doesn't do me any good either. And then I had a look for the Jack in pulpit vases that were in the front, so this is what came up. This one is not too bad a match for the one in the middle. Now the one in the middle did have a handle on it, like but it's got this blush around the edge, and it's got the lines and everything, and the shape is a different shape, but it's a Jack in pulpit shape, but with a handle like a basket. And also then you've got these others with the frills, which is what we were also looking at. So yeah, a lot of them had frills, and a lot of these have frills, frilled edges of different kinds, you can see. So this is just Victorian Jack in pulpit vase I've put in here, just to show you what comes up as being of that era. That says it's Fenton though, but yeah, there's loads of them. And you can see a lot of them have got frills like the ones we were looking at. There's that one again with lines in it. So you kind of, again, it's this art glass world where there's probably lots of manufacturers doing lots of things and changing what they're doing probably on a weekly, almost daily basis. Going, oh, we'll do it a bit like this today and do a bit like that. And what colours have we got mixed up today? You know, or this week, because they normally change them once a week. So it depends on how many firing pots and how many different colours and what they're going to be doing that week is just, yeah, they're going to change things on a regular basis. And you just fall into the hole of, if you're looking through these, there's no way you, on everything that's on sale here, that you're ever going to make a pair out of any of it. Although those two might be the same. Yeah, but anyway, generally not, I would say, because there's so many different shapes, sizes, colours, variations, frills, non-frills. How, you know, is it just the edge frilled or is it further in? Just everything but the kitchen sink as far as designs go. But they do have a look about them that you can go, yeah, it looks like it's a Victorian one. But anyway, that's where I am with these. I didn't think I was going to be able to pick it, but I was hoping that the books would find me something a bit closer, but they didn't. And even going through all of this with hundreds of different examples, literally, I still can't find anything that's as close as I would like. Just lots of features that are in those bits that we saw in the cabinet there. I think these are little Sowerby bowls in here, maybe from the 1930s. I should be able to find those in the catalogue. Pink, don't often see them in pink though. I think it might be called Rose in the catalogue though. This is the Sowerby 1940 catalogue that's been downloaded from the Victorian Press Glass website. And yeah, these are the little fruit bowls we're looking at. Fruit set is a 26310. We do see other things, lots of bowls and dishes and things from this. So it's got these colours. The one, it must be Rosalind, because it's a pinky colour. Rosa, I suppose. Rosalind. But yeah, I don't know why it's got this big yellow bit across it. This must be hardcore glass, I suppose. It's censored. But anyway, that's what those bowls are. So they're pre-war. I'm pretty certain they were made post-war as well. You do need to watch out for the Stozzle version, which is very similar, but you see where it sticks up here like this. It has a flange that sticks out in the middle, like a little fin that sticks out there. So yeah, apart from that, it looks very, very similar. This is interesting. It says Oriental vase. I don't think it is. I think it's English white glass, and it's painted. Look, I mean, look at that frieze there. That doesn't look very Oriental. This looks very Victorian. I think there's a Victorian painted vase. I don't know who would have done it, but yeah, to me it looks very English Victorian. This book is British Glass, 1800 to 1914 by Charles Hajdemach. Now, the vase we were looking at, the little white glass vase, painted white glass vase, was kind of following two styles in a way. The painting was, and it was like the top half was like Greek classical style, and the bottom half was like a pure chintzy look, really. So completely different things, but I can show you what I mean about the Greek classical style. So you had like a border like this, but it was the other way up.
And then you had another border like this. This is like high style. This is Richardson's 1845 to 1850, this one here. And I can show you some other things just to give you the idea. And these are being white glass as well. There's this white glass here, but that's no colour. But you've got some more. And if you notice, a lot of the background on these is orange. Yeah. Now, they just had like a block of orange. But you've got that similar kind of border here. Again, you've got the Greek key pattern. So, and it's white glass. So they're kind of doing this, but not doing it in a, yeah, they're calling it Etruscan style. So they're doing it in Etruscan style. I was going to say classical, but we'll go with Etruscan. And but then they're mixing it with fairly florid flower work, I suppose you'd say. So they're trying to do two things. There's another picture here somewhere. Yeah, a bit more of this Etruscan style stuff. And you get the idea of where it's at. Was there another picture? I thought there was more than it. Oh yeah, look, there's piles more here. And you can see it's fashionable. This is from the Art Union magazine, 1847. So I don't know if it's that old. But it is following this Etruscan style. At least the top half is, and then the bottom half is just flowers. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it is early Victorian. But it's not by one of the big makers. It's someone that's going, oh yeah, we'll have a bit of that and put it on this vase and knock it out and sell it off. So yeah, that's what happened. And you know, it happens today. You get the sort of like the classic designer things, and then they suddenly appear in everything. It's true of kind of like almost everything, cars and even. But anyway, that's what that vase is. It's white glass or milk glass, and it's been painted partially in Etruscan style and then partially in a very Victorian style. Here is something cool. It's a cocktail set, but with tall glasses. There's a cocktail shaker in the back there with a plastic top. Yeah, I don't think it's Bohemian. I don't know who made this. The glasses have got safety rims. It is very stylish, but yeah, very 50s, I think. But I have no idea. I think my chances of finding it are very low. This is interesting. It says it's a rare Waterford crystal crab, £100. I've not seen that before, which probably means it might be rare. I've been told that these stripy things like this are Chinese. The price has gotten quite low, so that probably goes with that. The dolphin in the back, I don't know that. It might be Scandinavian. I'll try and find the dolphin in the back, and I'll try and find this crab. I thought before I tuck into this Waterford crab, yeah, a terrible pun, I know, but anyway, this is one of the things about Googling things. Yeah, loads of pictures of actual crabs, but the picture that we do want to see is this one here, because yeah, there it is. It's actually still got the label on it, so it is a Waterford crab. And yeah, and I'm not signed up to Worth Point, so I don't know how much it's sold for. So I went to eBay, and there are 3 sold ones, but they're all in America, so there's none sold in the UK or anywhere else, in fact, within the last 3 months apart. So that's 1 a month, you could say. In fact, yes, pretty much, because there was 1 in October and 2 in December. That's probably for Christmas, looking at the dates. So yeah, and they seem to be selling around, average price there's about £50 or so. So but then it would be plus postage, but you can forget it because it's in the USA, and everything is different in the USA. So I know prices can be either much higher or much lower depending on the thing. I mean, Waterford glass sells much higher in Ireland than it does in the UK, but in general it sells much higher than UK glass, even in the UK. So it's
it is what it is. Irish people like their own glass. I think that's probably the best market for it. Anyway, I think it had rare written on it. When I did this search, you saw not many glass crabs appeared. I think there's like 2. I think this is from the same. Oh no, actually these are all worth points. So I think it's all the same crab. So there's only 1. Oh no, there's this one here. So 2. Yeah, in the search for Waterford crab. So I think saying it's rare looks to be true.
Little Dartington glass. I think that's supposed to be a candle holder in the back there. In turquoise, which is a rarer colour. And then there's this glass pig. I don't know that either, but I know that I'll be able to find that. And I think it's an earlier pattern as well. So it might be late 60s. This book is Dartington Glass, the First 20 Years by Linda and Stuart Smithson. And yeah, here it is. It's an FT88 hexagonal candle holder. It says for night workers. They've always got these little mottos, I suppose you'd call them. And it comes in clear, midnight, and kingfisher, and flame. I don't think I've ever seen a flame one, so maybe the flame one is the rarest. But yeah, kingfisher, usually they're in clear. Kingfisher is the rarer one. And I was exactly right. I can't believe it. Date is 1969. So it doesn't get much later in the 60s than that. So yeah, surprise, surprise. So you've got another cedar trumpet there. There's a bunch of trinkety things in here that don't really excite me, but the I think this might be Franzval. I will try and find that. I've got a few websites that I can try and find that on, and it would be pre-war.
This is the acrylicglass.com website. I've been through everything that's Franzval's on this site, and this is as close as I can get. And yeah, it's a different mould. It's got, you know, the mould we were looking at is just this bit here. It doesn't have any of this. The feet are completely different. It does have this frill though. So yeah, I'm still not 100%. So what I did, because you know me, I'll walk over broken glass and try and find things. I went and looked through miles of stuff in the Franzval Art Glass Collectors Facebook group, and I found this, which is completely different colour. Okay, so accept that. But it does have this waffle moulding. It does have this frill running around it. It does have these little legs made the same way, and it's the same shape. So now I am kind of comfy that it's right. And even better, Craig Orkney, who runs the Acrylic Glass website, yeah, so he's the man that's doing all the research on this, says yes, it is. So I'm happy that the vase that we're looking at is, the build of it is exactly the same as this one. So I'm happy that it's a Franzval's piece. There's no date. It's going to be post 1885 because it's in the UK and that's when they started sending stuff here. But it might be, you know, it might be pre-war. It looks kind of like it might be pre-war. I don't know. But anyway, it's going to be 1885 to 1939, but I can't really say. And back on the Acrylic website where he's got these, he doesn't actually give you a date on them. So anyway, the thing is they are Franzval's, and so at least I have pinned down the maker, because some things I think they look like it, and it's just kind of going by the style of stuff that you've seen. I've scrolled through the Facebook group loads of times because there's always people posting loads of new things in there, just trying to, because I think a lot of it was imported to the UK, so I just want to get my head around it so that I can recognise, because there's just millions of different styles. I mean, if I go into the decor section, look at this, he's got this, and he goes, pick any one of these, and then he's got, on that one he's only got one. But on some of the other things, if I go back, let's try that one. Yeah, he's got three, and look, they're even different, two different shapes. So he's got, for a lot of them, there's like, for some of these, there's loads of things. Let's try that. Yeah, there you go. So you see what I mean? There's a whole world of colours and patterns and shapes and everything, and you just got to try and get your head around them, and then when you see something, you go, yeah, I think it fits into those patterns.
There's a whole bunch of little bits and pieces in here. None of it is particularly, paperweights. I don't recognise any of them. Yeah, more bits and pieces. This looks earlier. A little red cranberry vase there. Jug. That looks like it might be late Victorian. And then you got two. So that's a case nest bowl at the back there, but the two Chance Brothers hammered handkerchief vases. I can get a name for those and a date. This book is Miller's 20th Century Glass by Andy McConnell. And yeah, here we go. Here are the hanky vases that we were looking at by Chance Brothers. Date is 1970. The pattern is called Hammered. Now, saying £25. But anyway, some mass-produced glass I'm not keen on, and some I am. And yeah, I quite like the Chance Brothers hanky vases. In fact, I quite like some of the Chance Brothers stuff in general, because yes, it's very mass-produced, but they're all in. They're no holds bars. They're, we're in this for the design. Yeah, I think they're, what's the word? They're inspired by others, but there's no holding back on what they're doing. Look at these. So yeah, and these are earlier ones. So 1958, stuff like that. So you got polka dots, yay, 1958. Anyway, so yeah, I think this is what we're looking at. Hammered, 1970. Look at this here. This is really stylish. It says it's Royal Dalton bamboo. And it's £44 for 38 pieces. Let me have a look. I've not looked underneath, see how it's marked. Yeah, all marked. You're a plate short. So you've got bigger and smaller bowls. You've got little tiny coffee cups with a side plate. You've got 5 full-size plates. You've got 2 tureens. Yeah, you could use this as a basis to make, because it's a known pattern, it's Dalton, etc., etc. You could use it to make a bigger set. Yeah, it seems sad that such nice glasses, pottery is now so cheap. So that's the end of part 5. It's looking like there is going to be a part 6 and part 7, I'm afraid. Yes. It's just more glass and that's it. I can't change that. And I'm going to do every last little bit. I don't like editing. If you edit things out and go, yeah, I just won't do that bit, it creates some bias on my part on what's in and what's out. And there is a certain amount already, because I kind of skip things like, while I'm filming, and for me to skip even more just makes more of that bias. So yeah, I'm going to, regardless of how hard it is, I'm not going to skip stuff, even if it's the Victorian frilly stuff that I'm really struggling with. I'm going to put it in the film and do my best with it. Yeah. So with that said, links and address for the Antiquarium will be in the description below, as will the references I used. And please remember to like and subscribe, because it does help this channel get bigger, reaching towards my goal of 1,000 subscribers. yeah, it'll happen one day. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening. Good night.